When I lived in California in the 2010s decade, I had a neighbor who was a dog breeder. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, and I lived in California 2015 to 2019 inclusive, and consecutive, no years off, no time off, full-time resident. And I lived in two places, and the place I moved into in 2016 and stayed until I moved back here to Washington State in 2019 had the house next door to the building I lived in, which was like a big house broken into units. I would look out my window and there'd be little bulldogs running around, and the woman was a breeder and she bred the dogs and sold them and would sell them for 4 or 5 figures, as in sell enough puppies in a year and she had a 6-figure salary. And so it would be interesting because I would be at home on the weekend or during the week, or be coming back from work or grocery store, and I'd always look out the window and there'd always be the dogs if they were let out, and then sometimes there'd be a batch of little piglet bulldogs lying together in a pile because they just, they're relatively new and she just let them out of the house, kind of thing. But they were very noisy dogs. So I would say there was that, where and one of the people I lived with, she's like, they are so noisy, and she would close the window and try and block the noise out. So it's interesting. It was interesting living next to a dog breeder because those were small dogs. Can you imagine big barking dogs? How disruptive that could be. So I was grateful that they were smaller dogs, and I was grateful to get that perspective too of while they were small and they were noisy, it was also something that I could look out my window and they were right there, right? So my window faced the house and the dogs. So I was and my window was high enough that it looked over the fence. So it was instead of television, I watched the dogs next door. And so, but she was kind of home all the time because that was her job. And so, but it was she could make 6-figure salary just selling the pups, depending on how many there were in a year. So, but yeah, so a different lifestyle than what I've had, but one I did learn about. And I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, and filming this a few years later on Monday, 10 February 2025.